All right, FightHype.com here with the unified, undefeated super featherweight champion of the world, Mikaela Mayer, set to make a huge title defense and a unification with Alycia Baumgardner October 15th overseas on ESPN Plus. Mikaela, let's get right to it. You look in high spirits. You look physically healthy. You're in great shape, and that right, and that leads to my first question, which was when this was called off in the original date, I felt bad for you because you're the bigger fighter. You're a tall, big super featherweight, and I'm like, some part of me almost thinks Michaela's a lightweight boiling down to super featherweight at this point. Did this cancellation, affect you in a negative way? Having to get down to 130 again and all
No,
that.
I had the best weight cut of my life. Like it was so nice because I work with perfecting athletes, but I usually only get them for fight week. But since I was out to the UK 2 weeks early, I had them for 2 weeks straight, and my weight came down so nicely. I was really comfortable. They made us make weight before they even told us the fight was off, so I was just laying there on weight, ready to go, and I really felt great. Um, as far as making weight again, not that big of a deal because I've held my weight. It's getting to the weight takes a lot of work, but once I'm there, I'm able to hold it and maintain it a lot easier. So, um, my weight has been great. I obviously didn't take that much time off, so it couldn't have gotten too out of control. But yeah, that's going to be no problem.
Well, you are stronger than I and many of us. We would fret over much smaller things, would ruin our whole month and day. But you look ready to carry on. Alicia though sounded like she was banking on that as an advantage a little bit. That
She
yeah,
wanted to not make weight so bad. I don't know what she thinks. I've done this 17 times. What makes her think going up against her for fight number 18 that I wasn't going to pull it together? I'm a champion. I have the best possible team around me, literally the best possible team. Um, I make weight very smart. Is there a lot of sacrifice that goes in and a lot of discipline that goes into me getting down to 130? Yeah, but I don't miss a single meal. Listen, I don't miss a meal, and I stay completely hydrated until the morning of weigh-ins. I'm drinking half a gallon of water the day before weigh-ins. Like I do this very scientifically, very smart. I'm not depleting my body, and she wants me to be struggling so bad, but I'm sorry, I'm not. Um, I've talked about going up in weight just because I believe those are where the next challenges are for me. I've already cleared out this division and I have the body type to go up, but I'm not struggling to be at 130, so she can get that out of her head. Her, on the other hand, I don't know. Did you see her last interview going to weigh in? She could barely talk. Her mouth's all sticking together. You can tell she's completely dehydrated and struggling. So I really just think that's a reflection of what is going on in her body and in her camp.
it's been a great build up to this fight from both of you guys. You guys have talked. You got a great job promoting the fight and talking back and forth with each other. The way she's approaching you, trying to dog you out and intimidate you, did you deal with that a lot? As a young woman, as a fighter, or even outside the ring? Like, is this not the first time you've come across this kind of energy coming your way?
I think when it comes to people underestimating me, yeah, people have always underestimated me my whole career. So that's no different. She's definitely more of a loudmouth than big mouth than anyone I've dealt with, and that's fine. It's building up to fight. The fans love it, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, in my opinion, she's just going to be her leg. This is a legacy fight, right? And her legacy is going to be that loudmouth who just couldn't back it up because she's talking a lot. So she better be able to back it up.
Does part of you though appreciate her doing all the talking because it is building up the fight and it provides a good foil for you to become a star?
Yeah, I love it. This is entertainment at the end of the day, right? So it's important for me to have um opponents that are going to help me to sell this fight, to sell the fight and bring in the fans. And so yeah, it's great. Can't hate on her for that, but you know, it is what it is. I don't necessarily think that she believes a lot of what she's saying. I think that she's doing it to sort of hype herself up. Um, but whatever, it's all part of the buildup.
Well, building, and I know you also said you felt she thought she was confused because she went from the dog to the dog walker, and
Like, here's my thing: if your whole campaign for a fight is you're the dog walker, and you're gonna be walk me on, you're the dog walker. At least know your lines, right? At least know if you're gonna be the dog or if you're if I'm the dog. Like, she just kept going back and forth with it. I mean, I get what she's saying, but come on, at least make your campaign clear. Like, so um she knows I'm the dog though in this fight. She knows I'm the dog. Um she wants to keep me at bay and
Hmm.
make me do what she wants to do. That's what her whole dog walker thing is. But you know, my she has because she has that counter punching style, but that's I'm not going to sit back and let her do what she wants. I'm going to press the competition. I'm going to press her and back her up, and she's going to have to fight. Um, like I said, on paper, she can say that I'm not a threat, but on paper, whether the take away what she believes about me or whatever, on paper, I am her biggest competition that she's ever faced. She's never ever fought someone with my pedigree. And so she's not going to be able just to keep me out there and catch me with a slick punch. It's not going to happen. I'm going to take it to her. So, yeah.
And well, is the same true for you too, though, Mikaela? Vice versa, her like I believe you said something when Andre and Timmy were interviewing you guys. You said, yeah, but skill trumps athleticism. But was that you acknowledging maybe for the first time as a pro, you're facing a more naturally gifted, athletic fighter, talented fighter?
Yeah, no, I think she is athletic. And I think she's a
Hmm.
good boxer. I'm not sitting trying to sit here and say that she's trash like she's calling me.
Right.
Um, is athletic, but boxing is a different beast. It takes more than athleticism to be great at this sport. It takes a lot more. So for her to say that, it just sounds ignorant to me. It doesn't matter how athletic you are. You need to you be highly skilled. And on paper, no. On paper, no. She is not the biggest test I've gone up against. Look at her amateur background, her amateur pedigree. She never made a national team, even despite boxing at 8 years old. Never made it to the top as an amateur, and even as a pro. Most of her girls on her record have losing records. They're not top quality opponents. So on paper, no, she is not the toughest opponent that I faced. But we'll see. I'll let you guys know after the fight. I'll let you know how tough she was. I'll be honest with you. I'll let you know how strong she is.
Hmm.
Um, like I've said in the past, I'm training for the best version of Baumgartner. So I'm not dismissing all these qualities that she claims to have. I look at her fights and I look at what she does great, and I'm preparing for that.
You mentioned you're the dog in this fight, and also you've talked about you got that second and third gear to go to that she doesn't. But
Mm-hmm.
does that mean you see yourself winning this fight in the second half? The first half will be tough, with her speed and on the outside, or is that how you see it, Mikaela? Yeah.
No, I don't see myself losing any part of this fight.
Hmm.
I that you guys will see my experience and skill set come on towards the second half, but that is not just Baumgartner. That's me in all my fights. You see me kick into that second, third gear and I start to break my opponents down. That's just my style. But I know especially with her that it's going to get there. It's going to go there because she has never shown to have that second or third gear and to kick in to that next level in her second half of her fights. It's a perfect example when you watch her versus Matisse. Like Matisse was nowhere near her level. She shouldn't have been in that ring with her. And Baumgartner stayed slick on the outside. Yeah, caught her a cool combination. She looked slick, but like,
Hmm.
where was that second gear? Where were you back? We should have had her backed up against the rope. She can say all she wants about me and Han, but at least I had Han bloody and running, right? Trying to survive. Like, that's the kind of fight that I'm talking about. That's the kind of second gear that I'm talking about. That's the dog in me that I don't see in her.
Are we good? So is there a chance we see Mexican style Mikaela? You know what I mean?
No,
Getting her on the ropes, punches
I
and punches.
I think that people after they saw me fight Hamadouche, they just think I'm gonna go and fight everybody like that. But I can box first. I learned how to box first, um, and so I can do both. And I'm going to do both. I think there's gonna be parts in this fight where you will see both of that. I'm going to outbox her as well. So she just has to be ready for both.
And there's so much on the line in this fight. The three of the four, but basically undisputed is on the line. Whoever wins this, job well done. You're finished at 130. Yeah, you can get one more belt, but job well done. But almost as much as that, the stakes in this fight. Do you feel like there's also the stake like Katie Taylor and seven figures? that there's a chance to be the main event overseas if you win this fight for the winner of this fight and make that big $1 million payday. That yeah.
Yeah. So I've always seen myself. Obviously, I've mentioned this to you, I'm sure, before in the past, having that big fight with Katie Taylor, and definitely winning this fight and or going undisputed at 130 puts me in line. I know a lot of people want that fight with Katie Taylor, but I genuinely believe I'm deserving of that. I'm the next one in line deserving of that fight with Katie, and I've proved myself. I've worked my way up, and I've have challenged myself against all the champions. And after Baumgardner, like I will feel that I have nothing left to say. I'll genuinely be deserving of a fight against Katie. And so definitely looking for that. And I think that she is a great champion as well. And she would want to challenge herself up against the best. And I'm right there on the pound for pound list, right under Katie and Clarissa and Serrano. And so I think, yeah, I would be next in line for that for sure.
It'd be the queen of 130 against the queen of 35. Would you be willing to go to Ireland for the fight if that's what it came down to?
Yep.
Just show me the money, baby. Show me the money.
Like all these girls sitting around here, oh, I don't care about the money. I do this for the love of the sport. I fucking do this for the money. Okay, I haven't worked this hard to get to this level to leave with nothing. Like I plan on leaving rich, and I'm gonna go where the money is now. That's what it's about for me. The big money fights. That's why I push to fight the champions and unify and go for the big fight. That's what I've been doing for the past 2 years, pushing for these big fights, and there's a reason for it. And so, yeah, that matters to me.
Yeah, because it's like dangling in the air. Is it just those 3 belts, but that life changing money for both of you? So it's can't wait to see it. Just gotta ask for the main event, Shields and Marshall. Does any part of you? I'm not trying to stir nothing up. I know you guys love each other, but does any part of you like, damn, this is war, Clarissa? What are you doing? Even being cool with Alycia Baumgardner before this war? Where this is Team USA Olympic team.
Hey, yeah. I don't know. A couple months back, Baumgartner was on Twitter talking about how Clarissa doesn't have any power, but I guess they're friends now. So, it is what it is.
Do you see Clarissa coming out on top in the main event in her fight?
Yeah, I do. I think that her punch count and her speed is going to overwhelm Savannah. Savannah is proven to be a good pro too, so I think that it'll be competitive. She's going to have to keep her hands high and watch out for her big shots, but I don't think that she'll win on points. I think that Clarissa will overwhelm her with the punch count and the aggression.
And does any part of you, with the big fight in your division getting done, like, damn, Spence and Crawford, what's the holdup?
Yeah, I mean, I think this one thing about this fight is there's so many different people coming together to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Sky Sports, ESPN, Top Rank, Boxer, like everyone's coming together and working together to make this fight happen. And so it's proof that it can be done. It absolutely can be done. And hopefully in the future, it'll keep fights from taking years and years and years to happen. But I know we all want to see Crawford Spence. I hear it could be happening in November, December, right? But we'll see.
We've heard that for a minute now. See. But and lastly, go ahead.
I don't understand the struggle because from when I try to make fights happen, they happen. So I don't understand the struggle that they're going through. I'm sure it's real. I just don't get it. So I really can't speak on it.
And for the 6th time, because I think I've asked you 5 other times, but we're still waiting for it to actually happen. Do you have a winner in that fight, Mikaela?
So I love them both. I really do. I think Errol Spence is such a great body puncher. I've studied him in the past fights. I think he's a boxer though because he stays behind his jab, right? Even though he presses and he digs to the body, he stays behind his jab, and he's very disciplined at that style. Like he can maintain it for the whole 12 rounds. He stays very disciplined, and that's why I think he's one of the greats. But Crawford is a little bit more unpredictable. Mm-hmm. Like can do so many different things, and I think it makes him harder to train for because you don't know exactly what he's going to be doing, especially with the switching and everything that's going on. His punch selection is just he's constantly mixing it up, and so I think because of that he'll end up winning that fight because it'll just it's hard to catch on to and harder to train for. So if I had to put my money on it, I put the money on Crawford. But they're both great. It's going to be a great fight, and I really hope it happens soon.
Mikaela, the commentator, killing it. I know you can do that as well. You've done it. So,
Yeah, thank you.
but thank you, Mikaela. Thanks for all you do for the sport and the interviews and the fights and just giving us everything you got. So thanks, Mikaela. Good luck to you October 15th.
Appreciate it.
See you guys. Thank you.